Hi, good morning, and welcome to this balance flow yoga here, sat next to the lovely pool here in Bali. So just settling into the practice, allowing the body to soften, finding a comfortable position, just connecting with the breath, natural breath. We're just rolling the head from side to side, just stretching and opening up the neck, lifting the chin up to the side and down to the other side. Just rolling the head gently around, changing direction. And then becoming aware of the in-breath and the out-breath. As we bring ourselves into the space, as we become present. Aware of the body. Aware of the breath. And then slowly making your way up onto all fours. And pressing the hips back, releasing the head down as you come into child's pose. So as we release the forehead down, I'm just aware of the palms connecting to the earth, aware of the arms and the hips pressing back. And then we can take our child's pose over to the left side, so just walking the hands over to the left, and then releasing the head down, feeling that lovely stretch down the whole of the right side of the body, from the waist all the way up the outer rib cage. And then walking the hands back to the center and taking our child's pose over to the right side. Softening in, releasing the head, feeling the lovely stretch, this time down the left side of the body, trying to keep the hip bones back towards the heels. And then walking back into the center, and then coming up onto the hands and knees into tabletop. As we open up the body to the left side, so opening up the left arm and then threading the arm through to thread the needle. So the left arm has gone underneath, left side of the head down onto your mat. And then maybe the right hand reaches up to the sky and comes over the lower back. Extending the right leg away from you as you start to come into your first balance, just lifting that right leg up and then lowering it back down. Knees come back together as we unfold from thread the needle, coming back up onto all fours. Moving through a cat-cow, inhale, lifting chin and tailbone, exhale, rounding into cat. Taking 3 cat-cows. So coming to neutral, we thread the needle on the other side, lifting the right arm up, threading it underneath the body, the right side of the face resting down onto the mat, and lifting the left arm up. And tucking it behind the body, extending the left leg away. As you lift it, rise it up. Just play with point and flexing the toes, feeling the difference, the sensations in the body as we just take that gentle movement of the feet. Planting the leg back down, coming up onto the hands and the knees, back into tabletop. And we come into tiger pose as we lift and extend the left leg away from us and then bring the knee in towards the nose. So left leg extended, exhale, knee to nose, rounding the back, and then coming over onto the other side, preparing to take tiger pose on the right side, knee coming into the nose for 2, and 1 more, knee to nose, and release. Coming into a table balance as we extend the left leg behind us and the right arm away from us. And then connecting, binding, reaching the right hand back. See if you connect with the back foot, lifting the foot up and rolling the right shoulder back. Then release, back into your balance. And then soften back into tabletop, taking that over to the other side as the right leg extends away, left arm in front, engaging the core. Looking for the bind, reaching back with the left hand to connect with the foot. Lifting the foot up high, rolling the left shoulder back. Keeping the breath flowing and release back into your balance and hold for a breath and relax back into tabletop. Tucking the toes as we press back into downward facing dog. So settling into your first downward facing dog, maybe wiggling, moving hips from side to side. Bending through the knees, lifting the heels up and down, pedaling through the feet, and then just settling back into downward facing dog. Inhale, shift your weight forwards into plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forwards into plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. And again, inhale, forwards into plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forwards into your plank, flowing forwards. Lovely. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forwards into your plank pose, engaging the core, and then dropping the knees, coming into tabletop. As we prepare for a low lunge on the right side, so just taking the right foot forwards in between the hands. Bending the left knee, untucking the left toes. And allowing the hips to soften and melt downwards towards the earth. Settling in, breathing into the posture, lengthening through the spine. And then we move into our runner's lunge as we straighten the front leg, flex the right toes. You can tuck your back toes to help with balance, and then shift your hips back, lengthen, really feeling that stretch in the calf muscle and the hamstring on the right side. And then coming forwards back into your low lunge as you lift your arms up. Inhaling, exhale back into runner's lunge. Straighten the front leg, hips draw back. Inhale, back up into your low lunge. Exhale, runner's lunge, straighten the front leg. Release the head. Inhale, coming back up, lift the arms up into your low lunge. And exhale, release the hands down. So moving into our lizard pose as we take the right foot to the outer edge of the right mat. Both hands now inside the right leg. Option to lift the left knee, so you're extending the left leg back. You can always drop that knee back down, the left knee down, if you feel that feels more comfortable. Maybe coming down onto the forearms or using a block, taking the arms down onto a block. And then coming out of your lizard pose, take the right foot back, find your plank, and then coming into downward facing dog, back into our plank flow. Inhale forwards into plank, exhale downward facing dog. Inhale forwards into your plank, and then dropping knees, tabletop. As we take our low lunge over to the left side, so just taking that left foot forwards in between the hands, softening the hips, breathing into the posture. Nice deep breaths. Releasing the hands down as we move into our runner's lunge. Straighten the front leg, maybe tuck the back toes to support you. And then release the head down, drawing the hips back towards the back of your mat. Inhale, coming forwards into your low lunge. Lift the arms up, palms touch. And exhale, release back into runner's lunge. Straighten the front leg, flex the front toes, release the head down, inhale back up into your low lunge, exhale, releasing into runner's lunge, stretching, opening up that calf muscle. Inhale, back up, low lunge. Exhale, release the hands down. Step the left foot towards the outer edge of your mat as we move into lizard. Lifting the back knee off the mat if that feels available for you today, and then softening in, maybe releasing the forearms down. You can pop the forearms onto a block like you did on the other side if that feels more comfortable for you. Breathing into your lizard and then releasing, coming back up onto the hands, stepping back with the left foot, coming into your plank, dropping the knees. Keeping the knees together as we press back into a closed knee child's pose. Just releasing the head downward, softening the hips back. And then bringing the elbows to the side of the head, the palms touch, and you can take the hands over to the back of the head so they're resting at the base of the skull. And then releasing the hands back down onto your mat. Lifting the body up, coming back into tabletop. Tucking the toes as you inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Preparing for warrior one on the right side. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, swing the right leg towards the top of the mat, bending the right knee. And lifting the arms up as you settle into warrior one, just drawing the hips round towards the front, engaging the back leg. Bring the hands in towards the heart. As we come into warrior three, a standing posture, shift your weight forwards and lift the left leg up so it's level with your hip. The chest is parallel with the floor, and release the back leg down. And we transition into our pyramid pose, so straightening the front leg, hips facing forwards. Inhale, exhale, take the chest parallel with the floor, parallel with the earth as you come into pyramid, drawing the hips level, and breathing into the posture. And we're going to revolve this posture into a revolved triangle. So the left arm and the left hand is going to find the outer edge of the right leg or the right foot, and we're going to lift the right arm up towards the sky. And then releasing the upper arm, coming back up into standing and coming into your warrior two. So we're still on the right side, bending the right knee. Arms are level with your shoulders as you come into your warrior two. Finding your drishti, finding your focus, looking at the tip of your middle finger. And then releasing the hands down either side of the front foot, stepping back into your plank pose. So holding plank, maybe finding some movement, shifting the weights forwards and back. Keeping the core engaged. And then downward facing dog. As you exhale, as we prepare for our warrior one on the left side. Inhale, left leg up, exhale, left foot forwards. So in this variation I've actually got my heel lifted up, which is just helping me explore having the hips facing forwards. It helps for the hips to come forwards when you lift that back heel. Lift the arms up, breathing into your warrior one, just playing with lifting that back foot. Hands come into the heart. As we prepare for our balanced pose, warrior three, lift the right leg up so it's level with your hip, chest parallel with the earth. Breathing into the posture. Nice deep breaths. Releasing the back foot down as you come into your pyramid pose, straightening the front leg, hips facing forward. Inhale and exhale, folding forwards, chest coming parallel with the earth, making sure that the hips are level. Breathing into the posture as we revolve our triangle. Release the right arm down to the outer edge of the left foot or the leg and lift the left arm up. Chest pressing round towards the left side. Revolve triangle pose. Release the top arm down and come into your warrior two. So settling into warrior two on the left side, bending the left knee. Arms level with the shoulders, checking your back arm. Hands either side of the front foot as we step back into plank pose. Playing with shifting the weight backwards and forwards. Keeping the breath flowing. And then exhale, finding downward facing dog. Breathing into your downward facing dog, pressing your chest towards your thighs, hips up towards the sky. And we're going to walk forwards towards the top of our mat. Walking, so you come to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift the chest, lift the head, and exhale, folding into forward fold. Breathing into your forward fold. Nice deep breaths, weight coming into the front of the feet. As we release and make our way up to a standing position as we prepare for a balanced posture, extended hand to big toe pose, Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. We can use a belt to support us here, so we're going to grab the right knee, draw it in towards the chest. And then we're going to take hold of the big toe. Now we can hold on to the big toe with the knee bent. And we're going to extend the leg away from us. Or we can use a belt here, placing the belt underneath the balls of the feet. Holding on to the belt with one hand, with the right hand. And then placing the other hand onto the hip. As we start to take the leg out towards the side. And then the gaze can shift over the opposite shoulder if you feel you have your balance. Breathing and then coming back to the front and releasing. Taking it over to the other side. So option to use the belt. Holding on to the big toe. Bending the knee and then extending the leg in front of you. Taking the leg out to the side. So we're on the left side, left leg out to the side, and then we're glancing over the right shoulder. Breathing into the posture, finding our balance, and then bringing the foot back to the front. Trying not to fall down like I did on the other side. And then settling and releasing into a standing position. So we're going to come into tree now on the right side. So tree pose. We're going to bring the right foot to connect with the inside of the left leg, so either the shin or the thigh, and then the arms start to rise up. Breathing into the body, finding your balance and your focus. And then slowly releasing the hands down towards your heart, so hands moving down into the heart space. And then releasing the hands. So the right hand is going to find the right foot as you bring it behind you. So the right foot is connecting with the glute. And then release. And then take the feet wide and come into Malasana. So as you come into Malasana, we're allowing the tailbone to draw downwards, toes out, heels in. If this feels uncomfortable, you can place a block or bolster underneath the sit bones. We're just pressing the elbows into the side of the knees, and then we can transition into a fun arm balance crow pose. Shift the weight forwards as you place your knees on the inside of your arms, and then maybe we jump back into plank or just step back into plank. Inhale, finding your upward facing dog or cobra, and exhale, coming back into downward facing dog. Walking forwards to the top of the mat. Inhale, find your halfway lift, and exhale, folding into forward fold, releasing the head down, softening in. Inhale, rising all the way up to standing, preparing for our tree on the opposite side, on the left side. Bringing the left knee up and then placing the left foot either on the shin or on the thigh. And then we're finding our balance, finding our concentration as we inhale, lift the arms up, palms touch. Breathing into the posture, grounding down with the right foot. And then bringing the palms and the hands in towards the heart. Releasing the hands. And then the left hand is going to reach back as we draw the left foot behind us. And just draw it towards the glute and then release. Malasana, yogi squat, toes out, heels in. As we drop the tailbone down, just reminding you if this is uncomfortable, we can sit on the block or we can take butterflies. So straightening through the spine, preparing to come into our crow pose. Okay, so crow pose, arm balance. We're going to place the hands down in front of us. Fingers spread. Lifting the hips up, coming up onto the tiptoes, placing the knees on the back of the arms. As the arms are bent, looking towards the front of your mat. And exhale, shooting the legs back, maybe finding your plank or just walking back into plank. Inhale, finding upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale. Shifting the hips back as we come into a child's pose. Softening into child's pose, just releasing the body, breathing into the belly and the chest. And then coming up, lifting the chest up, sitting on the heels, and then coming to sit down. Knees bent, grounding the feet down as we prepare for Navasana, boat pose. So drawing the chest in towards the knees so you can straighten through the spine, engage your core, pull your belly button back towards your spine. And then bend the knees or maybe extend the legs, just feeling your way into Navasana, pointing the toes away from you, looking up towards the toes. And then bringing the knees back in, hugging the knees into the chest. Taking the forehead down towards the knees and just hugging in for a moment, breathing into the back of the neck, breathing into the back of the body, and then preparing for another round of boat pose, starting maybe with the knees bent as you draw your chest forward, engaging the core. I'm wobbling a bit here. This is a really challenging pose for me. I've got slight rounding of my lower spine, so this posture is a little bit challenging, but keep trying. Hugging the knees in towards the chest, dropping the head down towards the knees, and then going for round 3 of your Navasana, your boat pose, maybe starting with knees bent, then extending the legs, reaching the toes up towards the sky, looking up towards your toes, nice straight spine, and then release, not forgetting to breathe in this posture. And then release, hugging the knees in towards the chest. Taking the forehead down towards the knees, opening up the back of the neck, breathing deep into the body. Preparing for rock and roll, so holding on to the back of the thighs, rolling back and forwards 3 times, and on the third one gaining a bit of momentum so you can come forwards, plant the feet and come into a standing position. As we come into half chair, so we're placing the right foot on top of the left knee, so above the knee, hands are in the heart, we're bending forwards, taking the weight forwards, maybe releasing the hands down, maybe coming into a little arm balance, whoops, just lifting that left foot off the floor, playing with that, and then releasing the foot down, bringing the hands back into the heart. and then slowly rising up. We don't have to include that arm balance if we don't want to play with that today. So just taking it over to the other side, placing the left ankle above the right knee, bending both knees, reaching forwards, maybe the hands release down or we just stay here, or we can play with lifting that back foot, pointing it upwards. Yeah, nice. And then release. And then slowly, hands come back in towards the heart and we rise up into standing. Making our way towards the top of our mat, just grounding down with the feet, preparing to inhale, lift the arms up, exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, step or jump back into your plank and lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, coming into child's pose. Coming up onto the knees, swinging the legs around to the side and extending the legs out in front of you as we prepare for a forward fold. So maybe just starting with the knees bent, holding on to the toes, just releasing the head down, just making this a little bit of a more gentle way of coming into forward fold, and then we can start to shuffle the sit bones backwards, maybe lengthening through the legs. Inhale, looking up, and exhale, folding into your variation of forward fold. Releasing the head, allowing the weight of the head to pull you forwards. Gently folding in. Relaxing shoulders. Breathing into the body. Lifting yourself up, making your way onto your back for Shavasana, your final resting pose. So finding a comfortable position that allows you to completely relax and let go. Maybe support underneath the knees, maybe something underneath the head. Just finding a comfortable position. Allowing the breath to take its natural flow. Allowing thoughts just to drift by like the clouds in the sky as you start to find some stillness. Allowing the body to relax and let go. Allowing the thinking mind to relax and let go. Softening the shoulders, the upper back. Relaxing the mid-back. And releasing the lower back. And then slowly, in your own time, coming back to the space, connecting with the breath, connecting with your body, maybe finding some movement, wiggling fingers, toes, moving the head from side to side, maybe moving the legs and the knees from side to side. And then making your way onto your side, the eyes are still closed, you're still in your peaceful space. Slowly coming up into a comfortable seated position. Allowing the body to still be relaxed. Maybe taking a few deep breaths here. And then slowly we start to rub the hands together, rubbing the palms together, to create a little heat and energy in the hands, and then placing over the closed eyelids, taking a deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Gently opening the eyes, releasing the hands. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.